All right, let's talk Colorado Buffaloes football. Of course, this offseason, like any offseason has been with Coach Prime at the helm, a lot of discussion involving Colorado. Sometimes it's a little too negative. Media likes to pile on in situations where it's not appropriate. But if you really dig into the weeds, the Buffs have had a really solid offseason, certainly on paper, and they're not done making big moves. They made another one. Let's get into the report and then we'll talk about it more in detail and why this is so impactful on the other side. This is courtesy of 24/7 Sports. Nikai Hill Green touchdown in Colorado on Sunday morning, ready to start writing the final chapters of his college journey. Hill Green appeared in 18 games and started in 6 of those contests while at Michigan. He earned his undergraduate degree in 3 years, smart man, then transferred to Charlotte, where he earned third team All AAC honors in 2023. Hill Green has racked up 124 tackles at the collegiate level, a hybrid safety slash linebacker. Early in his college career, Hill Green continued to mature into a 6'2" frame, and he has weighed in around 232 pounds in recent seasons. Just as important as his physical maturation was his ability to read the game playing out in front of him. Just playing in 2 college football playoff games, winning 2 Big Ten championships. I've seen what it comes down to in those big moments. It comes back to your preparation, Hill Green said. When we beat Ohio State in the first time in 10 years in 2021 at Michigan, I just remembered how prepared we were that week before we played them. That's probably the most film I've watched on a team in a week in my entire life. All right, the Buffs, I think it's very clear here. They're getting a grown up, they're getting a mature guy, they're getting a leader in Hill Green. I think this is a great addition to the roster. Mize, I'm curious what your thoughts are. But first, Buffalo fans in the comment section below. Look, obviously, Coach Prime's made a lot of big time moves this offseason specifically. Give us the one new addition that you think has a chance to have the biggest impact right away for Colorado this upcoming season, whether it's a transfer or a new recruit coming into town. Give us the latest, newest Colorado Buffalo this offseason that you think will have a big impact early on, and put that guy in the comment section below. But Miles, give me your thoughts on this latest news and everything it could mean for this program going forward.
Yeah, Nick, I think this is a big move in a lot of different ways than traditionally you would think this is a big move. Traditionally, you'd think superstar player coming out here, adding a lot. I don't think this guy is going to be a superstar. He could be, you never know. But I think he's going to be a strong veteran leader presence on this team. It's going to be a great leader for the team. He's going to be a voice on this defense. And he's been in areas where Colorado wants to be. They want to play the game at the highest level. They want to be in those conference championship games, big time bowl games, college football playoff type games. This is a guy who's been in those games. He's been to those places. He's played at the highest level and was successful there as well. So I think this guy brings that level of championship caliber football knowledge and being able to do what he did at Michigan to this Colorado defense, to this Colorado linebacker room. And I think this is exactly the kind of guy Coach Prime has been looking for. Well, maybe he's not going to be the next Micah Parsons. He's not going to be, some superstar run around the field. This is a guy that brings knowledge, maturity. He's smart, as you said. He graduated in 3 years, veteran level, and he's done a ton of really high level football, just the type of games that he's played in. He said it himself. He knows what it takes to prepare and get ready and execute in those games. So I think those things alone are making this such a great signing for the Buffs. This is the kind of guy you want on your roster because he is the kind of guy to get your level of thinking on the defensive side of the ball to the next level. We all know the offense for the Buffs has been fantastic at times. Shedeur Sanders is great. Travis Hunter is a great receiver, as well as some other guys on that roster. They have the skill positions down. They need to lock the trenches down, which they've been doing. They've done a great job this offseason, adding a lot of beef to the offensive and defensive line, and they need to get a little bit tighter on the defense side of the ball. This is the kind of guy you bring in to do just that. I think this is a fantastic signing for the Buffs. I think we're going to see a big change on the defense side of the ball this year.
This move kind of reminded me, if you look at NFL historically, kind of reminded me of what Bill Parcells used to do, right? Bill Parcells, the greatest turnaround artist in NFL history. Whenever he would go to a new NFL team, he would always recruit and bring guys that he had coached before that were winners, that were grinders, they were gym rats, they were film guys, right? And they had that theme of becoming a Parcells guy. Keyshawn Johnson, Tony Richardson, right? He would always bring in guys, Jason Ferguson, the nose guard, right? Guys that he had coached with before that he knew that he could count on, and bring him into the fold to be kind of the mindset guys to come into the locker room and set the tone, set the attitude, and show people how to prepare, the mindset that it takes from a player perspective to prepare to be great, to prepare to win championships. Because one of the things, and look, I played college football, D1 AA, FCS, small level, but the reality is a lot of times when you're a college kid, it's just true. The coach will say something, and 9 times out of 10, even if it's the great Deion Sanders, in one ear, out the other, right? But if your peers are saying and doing certain things, you'll follow along with that. And that's a really important dynamic. That's why it's a truism. You need strong locker room leaders, not to be the rah guys to, scream and yell. That's not leadership, right? People that screamed and yelled on my teams in college, the smart people on our team would laugh at them because they were just dumb. They were being stupid. Real leaders are people that show you how to prepare. They say, hey, this is what we do. This is how often we watch film. This is how we stretch before a lift. This is how we warm up before practice. This is how we watch film before practice, apply our lessons of film during practice, and then watch film of that practice to bring everything together, right? This is what we need to do when a coach says this to correspond with all that film work and practice, and so on and so forth, right? You need to have people in the locker room that have done that before and can show the rest of the team how to execute on that. And I think that was something that's been missing from Colorado, especially last season. That's why I love this addition, because this is a guy who will come in, not just into the linebacker room. I think he'll do it for the entire defense, to be totally honest, and kind of show them the habits, the mindset they need to take, the approach day in and day out to take that next step on the defensive side of the ball. Because look, I know the offensive line was terrible, but generally speaking, the offense is fine, right? For the Colorado Buffs, and they got better up front for the offensive line. The defense was their biggest weakness by far, and I think will continue to be if they didn't get this guy. Because here's a guy who can come in and just get them all the mindsets right, get the habits in order. I love the addition of Hill Green to the Colorado Buffs. Again, is he a guy that's going to come in and be an All-American? I highly doubt it. I would bet he wouldn't. He may not even start, to be totally honest. But his effect off the field during the practice week throughout the rest of the offseason will be just as impactful as if he was a starter and All-American. This is another great move by Coach Prime and a great sign for the future of the Colorado Buffs.
Data brokers sell your information to scammers, spammers, and anyone else who may want to target you. Your full name, email, home address, health records, even your relatives. It's all out there. That's why we use Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows us which data brokers are selling our information and automatically submits opt-out requests for us.
Cleaning up our information not only reduces the amount of that stupid spam we all get, but it also protects us from hackers who could use this information to help them access our social media accounts, bank accounts, and other sensitive information. Aura also does much more to protect us and our families from online threats. We also get features like antivirus protection, VPNs, password management, parental controls, identity theft insurance, and more without having to download several different apps. That's really key. One location to get all this great stuff. It's really easy to set up, and the best of all, we get everything at one affordable price.
You may already have one or two of these tools already, but not having Aura is like locking the front door and leaving the back door wide open. Aura is always on doing the hard work of keeping us safe so you can focus on other tasks with peace of mind. We value our privacy and we also value yours. So go to aura.com/SMI college to start your 2-week free trial. Again, linked in the description below. Go to aura.com/SMI college to start your 2-week free trial today.